everyone, happy Monday. I am about to paint this cute little box, and this is the type of box that we're going to be doing in my paint party on April the 28th, only this one is kind of a gray driftwood stain. The ones that we will be doing in our class are white. They're already base coated white, which is going to work with what we will be doing, but I thought I'd go ahead and paint some sunflowers on this one. It just looks like a sunflowery one to me. Now this would be really pretty with some kind of oceany scene or something on a beach scene on it, maybe some sand dollars or something, but I don't have time to do all that today. So on this one, I think we're just gonna do some sunflowers. I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations, and I love to paint, I love to craft, and I try to get on here as often as I can. I'm always crafting. I don't always have time to go live, but I am always doing some kind of a craft. Let me get you pulled up here on my little iPad so I can see comments. Holler at me when you come on. So make sure everything's working here. Okay, looks like we're good to go. And my hair's all blown and everything. I combed it as best I could, but we don't care about that. We're just here to paint. Okay, so before we get started, giving some people time to hop on a little bit, because I don't usually come on this time of the day or today, but I mainly wanted to come on to remind you that my original paint nights were on Tuesdays. That has changed now to Thursday night. So I will not be live tomorrow night. I may hop on here sometime tomorrow and do something, but my my new confirmed permanent, well, we won't say permanent because you never know when something's going to change, but my official, there we go, my official paint night is changing from Tuesday nights to Thursday nights. Probably around 6-ish. I will send out a notification right before I go live so that you will know. This is what we'll be doing at the paint party. Same kind of a box, only this is just white. But I'm going to paint sunflowers today, and to show you that with this technique that we have, you could also make it look like sunflowers. And we're going to do we're just going to do 3 sunflowers today. We're not going to do a lot like this, and this is a little bit different technique. What we will do, it also has Mod Podge on it. So we're going to be doing that April the 28th. I do still have a few spots left. We've had several ladies sign up since I last spoke with you. So the seats are going, but I do still have some left. It's only $35. And with the cost of everything now, trust me, that's just barely covering all of my costs and then a little bit on the side for me. So it's not a big money maker. It's just a fun day to get together. You have to excuse my voice. The allergies are really bad today. You can tell by the puffy eyes. And but this will be one of the door prizes. And it's one of those cute little mini irons that everybody is Mod Podging with, decoupaging, and I finally got me one too. I haven't tried it yet, but I did get me one. But I got something that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be testing it out on. So hopefully I'll be sharing that with you. But this will be just one of the door prizes. I'll have 2 or 3 more door prizes. So that's going to be fun. Somebody's going to win something. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have to kind of stand up on this one, but so for you to be able to see it because of the way I'm going to have to paint on it. Now, if I were sitting here and not on live, I would be holding it like this towards me, but you're not going to be able to see it that way. So I'm going to try to do it standing up. Let me raise you up a little bit. I don't want to get you so close that you can't focus in on it, so bear with me just a minute. Let's see what we've got here. See if I can get it. Let me get you kind of up and over a little bit more. See if that'll get us. Okay, I think you'll be able to see it there. If not, just comment and let me know that, say, hey, I can't see it, can't tell what you're doing. Just let me know. I just decided to do this about 30 minutes ago, you guys, so we are going to just kind of wing it. I'm going to use this to kind of put my circles on, just to show you that you can use just about anything. I'm going to show that to you. And comment and let me know what you think that is. Anybody on here, just comment and let me know if you can tell what that is. But this is what I'm going to use to make the circles for my flowers, and I think we'll start with the small end. And we will just go around. And I'm using a chalk pencil. That way if I don't get it just like I want it, then I can change it. So we're going to go with our center flower, and then we'll put a couple of more over here. So let's go ahead and just kind of draw out our petals. Ooh, squeaky, squeaky. And I'm just drawing out kind of a football shape for my petals. Okay, now I'm looking at that, and I think I would prefer for them to be a little bit bigger. I could get it to look like a sunflower, but I think that's more of a daisy look, so let's get them a little bit wider. Okay, so that's the size of what 2 of those smaller ones would have been. Okay, so we've got two petals there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Hi, Miss Vicki. Thanks for hopping on. We're just doing a little sunflowers today, just quickly. I'm hoping this is going to work. I just decided in the last 30 minutes to try it and see what we get. And I'm starting with this petal and then just working my way out for the next one. Ooh, that's like running your fingers on a chalkboard. Sorry. Okay, one more. Okay, and then we can just paint right over that chalk. Now, when I'm doing on a darker surface, if this was already white, I would not do this. But since we're going to be using yellow, and yellow is, it's kind of hard to cover. So I'm going to do just a quick base coat of white underneath those petals. Let's see if we want a couple of more. Let me think a minute. Do we want a couple more flowers here just off to the edge? I'm going to draw them on, and again it's chalk, so if I don't like them, I can just take them right off. Okay, so we would come off here. These are off to the side. And one more coming around this one. And that's just kind of a guideline. We'll curve them up if we need to. Okay, so now we've got 2 flowers. And let's put a third one over here. We'll come off to the corner here. Let's make that one a little wider. Now some of these petals, I'm going to put these flowers on the side behind the one in the center. So the one in the center will be the prominent one. So I think we're good there. All right, let's go ahead and get some white placed down. Looks like it's shadowing really bad. Is it shadowing on your parts? Hi, Melody. It's because the ring light, the phone is in the way of the ring light, but I think once I get going, you'll be able to see it. Now this wood is pretty rough. It's got a lot of ridges. It's just like driftwood. It literally feels like driftwood. It's pretty rough, so we will just put it down best we can. I added just a little bit of moisture. You don't want to get too much when you've got those wood ridges in there, or it will start spreading out on you. But I just watered my paint down, my brush down just a little bit. Now I'm not going to be extremely careful around that circle because we're going to go over that in black. Don't have to be extremely careful with that. Let me see if I can do this sitting down. I can. Just have to turn it a little bit with me. So I'm just outlining it. And going back and forth to get in those ridges good. And just coming down to the circle. So we're going to go over that leaf right there, that petal. So I don't know if you saw my post or not on the page, but we got some more ladies to sign up for the paint party. That is April the 28th here in Sherman. It's going to be in the First United Bank building on Taylor Street at 11 o'clock. We will be painting the box that I showed you in the beginning. It'll be like this, only it's going to be white, and we're going to put a few more little details on it than we will be this one, or different details, I guess I should say. But I have one lady that was hesitant. She said, "Oh, I want to so bad. That just sounds like so much fun. I just don't know if I could paint something like that." I promise the technique that I'm going to be showing you is a very simple technique. Very easy. And yes, if you've never painted before, you can do it. But I just want you to know that there are several ladies coming that have not ever painted before. And there are some that are coming that are very seasoned painters. So it's just a mixture. It's going to be fun. Nobody's going to judge your work, and everybody will be just as nervous as you are when you walk in. But after the first 10 minutes, after we get going, I promise you're going to go, "Oh, I'm so glad I came. Look what I can do. This is so much fun. I can start making some Christmas gifts early and have that Mother's Day gift." Oh, what a cute Mother's Day gift it would make. And you can do it. We're going to be doing it on these boxes, but once you learn the technique, you can do it on anything. Oops. I don't know if you can see that, but I got a paint booger in there. Get rid of that. Don't like those. And that's a brand new bottle I just opened. But it just happens. Okay, now if you've just come on, we're laying white down, painting a base coat on these petals of white, just a quick base coat on them. If I were doing red petals, I would put a gray base coat on. But with yellow, white seems to do just fine. Try not to get my hand. I just felt myself rub across that petal that's wet. The paint party is going to be everything that you will need. I will supply. You are more than welcome to bring your favorite paintbrushes. If you've been painting a while and you have your favorites, that is perfectly all right. I will have brushes that you can borrow at the paint party. I will have everything you need except for your lunch. You'll just need to bring you some lunch, a sack lunch, or some snacks if you don't want to eat a full lunch. Or you can paint right through lunch if you don't want to eat anything. Okay, so we've got our first flower based. While that's drying, let's go ahead and get our little ones based. Get the paint off of my hand. They're going to be cute. So many things you could do with these. Okay, so this petal is under that large petal there, and we will define it when we do some shading. If you want to mark on your calendar, I will be going live. There will be probably at least one more person on with me, I'm not sure, but at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time this Wednesday, day after tomorrow, I will be live on Southern, SOUTHERN, Adornments, and that's ADOOR, like a door, like door hangers. So Southern Adornments Decor, DECOR. I will be on her page answering some questions, just being interviewed. I'm a member of her Painters Clubhouse. That's her membership club. So I will be on there being interviewed about that and what it's about. She only opens her membership up for new members 2 times a year. And this in the spring, and then again towards the end of summer or beginning of fall. I can't remember. But right now it's open for 3 days. And I think as of this morning, she already had 140 new members. I forgot how many thousand are in there, but it is just a fantastic group. I do not have a membership yet, but I hope to in the future. But I wanted to let you know about hers. Her whole concept is community over competition. And that's what I try to practice here too. She shares everything she knows about painting. Mostly door hangers, but she has branched out in the last few, oops, don't want to put my hand in that, few months, and painted on some other things. She's got wonderful templates and things of that nature that you can purchase. The Painters Clubhouse is only $47 a month. And I've been in it almost 3 years, going on 3 years now. And I absolutely love it. You can pay once a month, or you can just pay the whole year up front. But you're not obligated to stay in it. Once you get in, if for some reason you don't like it, or it's, your financial situation changes, or there's just so many reasons that you might have to back out, health or something like that. You're not, you can always get out of it. You're not in a contract or anything like that. I have learned so much from her group. There's thousands of women in there now, and they are also helpful. If there's something that I'm wanting to know about that I've never done, some kind of anything about painting, cutting, laser machines, paint parties, anything like that, all I got to do is post in there, and I've got answers like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so there's our second flower. Let's down just a little bit more with that center. Hi, Laura. There are hotels, yes, there are, just not any at the time that I could rent out because of COVID. They wouldn't let us rent any out. We have hotels about 10 minutes from me. There's one, since this will be in Sherman, there are hotels where we're having it this time at the bank. There are hotels just 5 minutes from the bank. Not far at all. So there are a lot, and several of them have changed names. But if you just do Hotels Sherman, Texas, just don't get the Holiday, I think it's Holiday Inn on 1417. Don't get that one. So if you are interested in coming and getting a hotel, it's just going to be the whole event will probably be, some will probably finish in 3 hours, and if they need to leave, that's fine. Some will be coming and will probably stay 4 hours. It just depends on how you paint, but I have it. We'll probably wrap up about 3:30, probably about 3 because the bank closes at 4. So I have to be out of there at 4. So we'll probably close up and wrap it up at 3. Around that. But we'll start at 11 o'clock sharp. I can't go set up until the morning of, so I'll be getting it all set up until, I should have it set up by 10:45 or so. All right, let's go down this way. But sure, if you wanted to come and just make a little trip out of it and stay at the hotel, that would be fun, especially if you bring a friend. It's always more fun if you have a friend to come with you. Now, typically this would not take but just a minute, a few strokes this way, but because this wood is so textured, I'm having to really fill in the gaps with it. Need a little more paint. And I'm just using, this is Ceramcoat White, Delta Ceramcoat. There we go. So yes, that would be lots of fun. Oh, it would be fun if you could even, we do this a lot with our congregation. We ladies will do. We'll just go on little trips together. We'll have anywhere from, 5 to 10 of us that'll go on little trips together, and that would be something fun. The deadline to sign up is April the 15th. To register, you will just go on my website, Young at Heart Creations, youngatheartcreations.com. Click on Events, and it will have the registration tab. If you get somebody to come, if you get 5 people to come with you, then you will be reimbursed. You will not have to pay. The way I track, you can't just tell me, oh, I told so-and-so. They have to go onto the website themselves and register. You can help them do that, but they will go on the website to events, register, and there are some. There's a question when you click on registration or to register that says who referred you, and they'll put your name there. So if you get 5 people that pay and come, they have to be there. They have to pay and come. Then you will not have to pay. So where I was going with that Tamara Bennett's interview that we'll have Wednesday, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can hop on there. It's that is our public page Southern Adornments, like a door with 2 O's, decor. At 2 o'clock or just a few minutes after, sometimes technical things keep you from being exactly on time, but that is when I will be on there, and we'll be talking about her Painters Clubhouse. I would love for you to join. Once you join it, we call each other PC Sisters, and I have such a great painting group that is so, so helpful. I just love them. I've met so many women all over I mean, every state we go to, it seems like I meet a PC sister. Get to meet in person. It is so much fun. Okay, so we've got 3 flowers here. Now at this point, you could do them any color. I'm just choosing to go ahead and do them like sunflowers today. Trying to dry that up so I don't run my hand across it. Okay, so for the petals, I'm going to use cadmium. It's Deco Art Cadmium Yellow. I really like that for the petals. And then I'm going to mix just a little tad of spiced pumpkin also. We'll see. I've never done it with that, so we're going to see we'll see what we get. So I've got yellow and spiced pumpkin. Just before I came up here to go live, I noticed there are a lot of people live right now. Okay, so I'm just going to start right up here with that same round brush. No pressure at all in the tip, and then I just push down. You could do this with a flat brush. You could do it with an angle brush, a filbert brush. You could do it with just about anything. Since I've already got this one out and wet, we're just going to do it with the round. Now that yellow is showing up really pretty with that white under it. It would not. It would be more of a dull, muted yellow if we did not have that white under it, which may be pretty as well, but that's not what I'm going for today. I would have to look to be sure, but I think Painters Clubhouse, that's Tamara's membership that she's got open right now, I think she's got over 3,000 members in it now. I'm not positive. It may be more than that now. There's been several ladies that have had to get out of it for various reasons, and have stated that have rejoined just this time. So they just missed it so much that they just made things work to where they could get back in. They just missed the support, the encouragement, motivation if you're a crafter. And another thing, she's always having guest painters in there. So trying to learn a lot from her for when I decide to have a membership. All right, let's see if I can work just a little bit of that orange in there. I don't need a lot, just a little while that's still wet. Ooh, that was a lot, so let's kind of work that in. My brush is still moist. And that paint is still wet, so I'm just working it in. I'm putting paint on my brush and then just kind of taking it off. Just blending it in. Let's add a little more yellow because I don't want it real noticeable. Just a touch of it. Okay, no pressure at all up here at the tip. And then I'm really spreading it out when I get down to the base of the petal. You know, this color even makes a pretty center, this color on the box. Just a little hint of that orange. Let's see if that shows up for you. Yep, you can see it. Don't know if sunflowers have any orange in it, but these do. So hop on over to Southern Adornments Decor on Facebook, and they will have more information about the Painters Clubhouse membership. Once you sign up, you can get a discount on templates, blanks, wood blanks. You get all kinds of discounts on her items. She also has a lot of affiliates like Deco Art that she has a code once you are a member of the Painters Clubhouse that you can get discounts on items as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and dry this one so I don't run the arm all through it. I'm going to go ahead and get the yellow on them all done first, and then we'll put our centers in. Okay, this one's behind the other one. And we'll separate that in just a little bit with some shading. See how quick that petal was. Getting some of my paint off up here. Unloading part of it. Offloading, I think, is the technical word for it. Anybody that's watched me for any length of time knows that I'm not technical. I just don't get technical. Tamara with the southernadornmentsdecor.com, that's the live event in July, on July the 14th and 15th, I believe. I will get to be one of the presenters there. It is going to be so much fun. I've been to all of her lives, and they're just, I always just leave so inspired. I've never been a presenter. This will be the first time I've presented at one. I'm excited about it. But I'm just as excited about our little paint party on April the 28th here in Sherman. And you guys are always just so welcome to private message me if you have questions about that or about anything. I try to go back and look at all the comments when I do a live, just to see if you have any questions. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of orange on these. Just to give it some color. Really blending it in because I don't want it to just stand out. Just a hint of it. A little more yellow in that one. Okay. Now, I'm not going to worry about drawing that one because I'm going to be working all the way over here. I got these boxes at Dollar General if anybody wants to see if they have any left. I got as many as I could in our area. They didn't have a lot of them, but I had to get them as quickly as I could so I would have enough for the paint party. Let me tell you, I had to drive all over this county to find enough. Okay, I'm kind of starting at the bottom of these two petals and going to the outside because it does go off of the box. Kind of pouncing it in some spots that it's really hard to get that paint in because of the texture. We've about got our base coat, our petal base on. Got my hand in it. There we go. Some of our orange in here. That's quite a bit on this one here, so let me mute that down a little bit and just adding a little more yellow. Maybe a little white. Really working it in. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and let me dry that real quick, and then we'll put our centers in. Not center. Center. Sounds like I said we're going to put our centers in. Hi, Jerry. Okay, Melody, where do you live? Okay, I'm going to use black for the centers. And it's just Deco Art Lamp Black. And let's just use that same brush. I've got several brushes over here I could use. Could use a flat, an angle, but let's see if we can keep going with this brush as long as we can. So we're just going to fill in our little circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Wow, look how just that step, look how much it changed it. Loaded it up pretty good. Really pressing it down. Working it into that rough wood. I've got quite a bit of paint on there. Oh, Tyler, yes. I'm so envious. You're so close to Canton. Canton's our big flea market in this area. And when I say big, I mean big. You can't see it all in one day, or I've never been able to see it all in one day. Been going there since I was a little girl. Started out with my grandparents and still going to this day. Went last month. So much fun. That's not far. Well, next time I'm in Tyler, you'll have to private message me your email address, phone number. And next time I'm in Tyler, because we may be heading that way this summer, maybe I could come by and say hello. Okay, so we've got our 3 centers on there. Get all that black out of there. Hi, Miss Jean. We're just painting on one of these boxes. Reminding everyone that the deadline to register for the April 28th paint party is, oh, it's coming up fast. I'm going to add a little more yellow in here just to kind of tone that orange down. Is April 15th. That's the deadline for that. We had some more sign-ups, so looks like we're going to have plenty of ladies. Some paint, some have never painted, so it's going to be fun to see all the different. We'll be painting the same thing, but how different they all turn out. Okay, so I'm just adding, I just wanted, after that dried, that orange was a little darker than what I wanted, so I'm just kind of toning it down a little bit with some more yellow. And I don't typically use the same brush on so many different, I mean, I change brushes, I don't know how many times during a project, but so far I've used the same brush the whole time. Just a round Royal Langnickel round. So number 6, Crafter's Choice Royal Langnickel. Got it at Walmart. came in a packet. Okay, let's dry that black one more time since I added some to it. And let's define our petals. Let's go ahead and do some shading, and on this, for the shading, I'm going to use, let's see what antique gold looks like. I may end up using a brown. We'll see. Let's see if it shows up good enough. Now, for the shading, I am going to use a flat brush. And it's also a Royal Langnickel. It's a number 10 flat. Just getting the bristles wet. Gonna get some of that yellow. And just a little bit of that gold. And if I don't like how it looks, we will put some brown. Okay, let me try it with the brown. Add a little more moisture to it. Really blend it in there. Okay, I think the brown's going to show up a lot better. So that was Espresso Brown Deco Art. Just getting a little bit on my brush, on just the very corner of my brush, and then just working it in. And that yellow is still just a little bit wet, which is good because it's helping it to blend out on this rough texture. I'm re-wetting my bristles on this every few strokes because this wood is so dry. Okay, so that one's over, that one's under, so this one will be over that petal. Blend it out. Okay, see how it's defining? Starting to define those petals. Some petals are behind the other ones, so that's what I'm determining right now. So this one will be under, which means this one will be over. So I'm doing the over ones first. Then we'll come over this one. Just really blending it out. Okay, so we've got the three top petals. Now we're going to go through and do the ones that are underneath on this one. So for this, the ones that are underneath, I'll start where the top petal comes over. I'll start right where they meet and go out. And start right here. Now this petal goes over that other flower. So right to a point. And right where they meet. Okay, we get them all. Oops, I got to do that one. You can hear how rough that wood is. Kind of like a little washboard. The wind is really picking up. We're supposed to start getting rain tonight. And then late tonight into tomorrow, I believe. We're supposed to have some pretty strong storms. I got out and planted some flower seeds. So I want them to get wet, but I don't want them to just drown and wash away. Okay, I'm going to go around that circle just with a hint of that brown. We'll have to touch up our black a little bit because I got some yellow in there. Okay, touch up that black right quick. And then with the brown, we'll make our little folds, wrinkles. I really don't know what you call them. I just don't know. Okay, so I'm watering that brown down just a little bit. It had gotten a little bit dry with a small 0 liner brush. And we're going to go long one in the middle and then start where you started that one and then make each one come out to the side. Okay, now that, look at the difference those lines made. Okay, so we'll go all the way around. Some are super long, some are short. The one in the middle I'm making longer. Whoops, I didn't mean to touch that. Now since we've got some white wet, I'm going to go ahead and do some white highlights on this while we've got that wet. And I'm going to use that liner brush. And we're just going to make some, trying to think how I want to do this one. All right, let's do it like this. So many different ways you can do them. And then we'll put something in the middle. I wanted to go ahead and at least finish one flower, so in case I have to get off of here before I get done. That way you can see one completed. Now I won't put a ton of detail into this one because it may be, it will probably be for my craft show, it will be one of the possibly under $20 one. So I try to not get carried away with the detail on them, which is very difficult for me to do. Okay, now with, let me see, I'm going to use it. The switch colors of brown I'm going to put in the center. Let's use Cocoa, Deco Art, Cocoa, I guess, C-O-C-O-A. And let's just make some little seed looking little dot or little squiggles. Just making them all different directions. And then we'll make some little dots here and there. And there's 1,000 different ways you can do those centers as well. Okay, I think we're gonna need a ladybug. Gotta have a ladybug on there. So I'm gonna take Tuscan Red. It wouldn't squirt out, and then it squirted way too much out. So let's put a ladybug. Oh, let's see. Let's put one right here on this petal. And I'm using that small liner brush. Okay, so I'm just making a half circle. Right on top. Kind of like a turtle shell. Okay, there's the first part of it. Now let's put a little head. And I'm just making a smaller little half circle. For the little head. Okay, let's dry that. We'll put one more coat of red on it. Then we'll put the little dots, little polka dots. Oh, you're not late, Jean. You can always go back and watch the hashtag replay. That's what I love about these lives. I know Vicky's in, Jerry, Vicky's in Tyler. I've tried to meet up with her a couple of times, but both times that I've gone, she's been in the hospital, and due to COVID and everything, I couldn't go see her. I've sure tried, and we are still going to try to get together. I talk to Vicky quite often, but we will get together sooner or later. Okay, so I'm just putting another coat of red on the little body. Now, let's see if I can do the little antennas with this little brush. Don't know if my hand is steady enough, but we're going to try. Okay, so I just want to make some little antenna here. Put a little dot on it. Yay! Now I could use the tip of my paintbrush to do the little dots on the body, but since I've got my daughter laying right here, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. Just going to dip it right into that paint. Get it right on the end, kind of drippy. And we will just put a few little dots on her here. Okay, and just like that, we've got a little ladybug. I'm going to put a little bit of a white highlight at the top of the red. And maybe just a little, we'll put a little eye. I don't like the eye. I have a thing about eyes on black. Makes them look ghosty. So we're going to cover that up. And let's put a little bit more of that brown underneath her, just to give it a little more shadow. Just where she's sitting. Okay, let's see if you can see that. Let me hold it still a minute. Okay, that shows up pretty good. It's brighter in person. Okay, so let's do, I think I want some leaves here, and then we might do leaves on those two. We'll still have to finish those flowers, but let's go ahead and put with that round brush that we did the petals with, and let's lay down some white just to brighten up the leaves. So we'll do it just like a petal. Get my white a little moist. Gonna go right up in that petal. And then we'll come in with some green. And we'll put a leaf right here. I'm dipping my brush in water because my paint had gotten kind of dry, and again, this wood is very textured. Okay, let's dry that, and we're going to do two different greens. And it's really soaking that white up. So let's go ahead and put one more coat of the white. It's not going to take a lot, but I just think the leaves are going to, and you could get away with probably not doing it, but I think my leaves are going to show up much better if I get a good white base down. Okay, let me dry that and pick out the greens. How's our medium green? There we go. I want some plantation and some apple green. Okay, so for the green, I'm going to do the base in the Hauser medium green. Again, we're still using that round brush. Oh, that looks so pretty with that white under it. Go a little bit thicker here. add some details, a little bit of shading on those leaves, and bring them to life. All right, let's add some shading to it, and then we'll do some highlighting and put the veins in it. So for shading, I'm going to use Plantation Pine, but you could also use the dark Hauser. And I'm going to use my flat brush just to get a little bit of that shading in there. I'll put a little bit of the base green that we use, the medium green, Hauser medium green, and then a little bit of that dark green on the bottom. And we're going to go on the bottom of the leaf for the shading. Okay, see if you can see that dark. Okay, so my light is coming this way from where the ladybug is up here. So the dark's going to be on the bottom, so this will be the bottom of the leaf on this one. You can also use floating medium. I'm just getting my brush a little damp with water, but you can use blending gel or floating medium. Okay, so we've got the dark there. I'm going to dry it, and then we'll come across with, this is Anita's Lime. I had to find the words on there. So it's a bright yellow we'll use to highlight. Let's go ahead and get this a little bit dry so it doesn't wipe that off because it's such a small space. Hi, Jane. I appreciate you hopping on. If y'all don't mind hitting that sprinkle button. Sprinkle's how I spell S-H-A-R-E because Facebook doesn't like for us to say that word. I still don't know why, but I'm not a rule breaker. So I try to do what they ask. But if you will sprinkle it out to your friends, I would appreciate it. And go back to the beginning and you'll get all the information on the paint party that we're having on April the 28th. Several of you ladies are already coming, and I am so incredibly excited. Okay, so I'm going to get that base coat color back on there just a little. I'm not putting a lot on there. And then that lime green, just a tad on the end. And we'll go up here and highlight on the side that the light would be coming towards. Okay, I'm going to come back the other way just to add a little more in there. Okay, dry just a little and then add just a tad more. Okay, now I do want to go in and add just dry, and I'm going to add a little more dark. And then we'll add some little veins. Okay, let's see if you can see. Let me try to hold it still. The shadows and the highlight. And with my the tiny little liner brush, I'm going to add some veins with the dark, with the plantation. Okay, see the difference? Just a little vein. I could have gotten a little wider with this leaf. It probably would have looked a little better. But I think we're good. Okay, now let's add just a tad of white on here. Okay, so there's our finished flower. Trying to be still so it's not moving around everywhere. Okay, and I will do the exact same thing on the other ones here. We might could put a bumblebee here. Not sure. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I may go ahead and do one more flower today, but then I will wait till tomorrow and finish the other one, and if I decide to put a bee on, I'll finish that with you. But I just wanted to hop on here and let you know. Ooh, look how red my face is. It must be getting hot up here and I'm not noticing it. But that's what we've got done so far. Ooh, cute. I think it's going to be adorable. So we've got the little ladybug. Got some leaves, so we did some shading, some little squiggles. But I have got a little meeting, so I have got to go. I don't have a choice. So what we used for, okay, I asked everybody for, this is what we use to do our circles, the center of the flowers. Does anybody know what that is? Everybody, if you think you have a clue, type it in there and see what we come up with. But I will use anything that's laying around to get the shape or the effect that I need. So see what you can figure out on here. I'll give you just a minute. But please go back on to the beginning. Do your replay if you just got on. This is what we'll be doing at the paint party. And a couple more little details that I'm going to teach you, or techniques that I'm going to teach you. We'll have door prizes, but you'll be getting 2 of the little flower pots. And you can paint them. You can paint these any color. If you want to do yours to look like, with this technique, to look like sunflowers like we just did, it'll be a little bit different technique. We'll be using a different, it's called a one-stroke method that we'll be doing that's even easier than what I just did for you. So we'll be doing that. We'll be doing some grass and some flowers. We'll be doing some Mod Podging. I will have a table set up with some things for sale that will be less priced than what they would be if I had them at a craft sale. So you will be getting some bargains at the party as well. So please, if you can't come, give somebody else the chance. Let them know and say, hey, here's a gift. I'd like to give you a day out. You know, or you come and bring some friends with you. If you get 5 people to sign up, it's free for you. You don't have to pay. But would love to have you. More than anything, just would love to meet you and want to paint with you. So here's what we got so far, and we will finish it together sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. It'll be sometime during the day because I'm not doing Tuesday night lives anymore. I'm doing them on Thursday night, but I might have some time tomorrow to finish this up. I will make time tomorrow to finish this up with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I don't have any guesses. No guesses on this. Okay, this is, and we usually pass a tray around, but during COVID, we changed and we now order little cups. So this is one of the communion cups, the empty communion cups. We take communion every first day of the week on Sunday. Like it says in the Bible, every first Sunday of the week we take communion with the juice and the bread. So I looked at I was about to throw it away, and I thought, oh, I could use that for circles. So and this was after communion. My mind was in the right place during communion. After communion, after church even, when I was going to throw it away, I thought, oh, I can use that. I can make all kinds of little things with that, with paint. So that's what we use to make our circle with today. It also, I've used it to just dip in paint and make little bubble looking circles. So I'm having fun with it. So before you throw anything away, try to think outside the box and think, okay, before I throw it away, we don't want to be a hoarder, but before I throw it away, is there anything that I can do with this? Anything that would be fun craft-wise, paint-wise? So there may be something else that you can think of to do with it. I don't know. But it's worked for me for several different things. All right, ladies, I'm going to let you off here. Thank you so very much for hopping on. I will see you again tomorrow. I'm trying to go live as often as I can for the next week. I have been, sick so long and had been off. My numbers had gotten down. I was like down 60% with Facebook. I am now, my numbers are back up 180 something percent just over the last few days. So going live helps with that, and more than anything, it just helps me get through my day. I enjoy being on here with you so much. I wish it was a Zoom call and we could speak and talk, but I love your comments. Keep them coming. Thank you for the hearts. You have no idea what that means to me. I've gotten some very sweet private messages from all of you sweet ladies, and you just don't know how much I appreciate it. But I have got 2 more followers today, so I'm at 678. Y'all know when I get to 700, somebody's going to get some Happy Mail. And so far, everyone has loved my Happy Mail. So we will do that as soon as I can. So punch that little sprinkle button, S-H-A-R-E, and let's get those numbers up there and do a drawing. Thank you. I enjoyed this so much. I hope you did. And we'll finish it up tomorrow. Thanks a lot, ladies. Good night.